All right, so let's get into this. We're going to take a deep dive into how our mind, body, and culture all connect.
Yeah, it's fascinating stuff.
We've got two audio lectures by Dr. Mario Martinez.
Right.
He's a psychoneuroimmunologist.
That's a year. Oh,
Psychoneuroimmunologist, yeah.
wow.
Big word.
I know, right?
Basically, he's going to help us understand how all this stuff affects our immune systems and our overall well-being.
Yeah.
So get ready for some really mind-blowing insights. We'll be looking at the power of belief and its impact on healing.
Yeah, you're going to love this.
Oh, yeah. We're even going to explore some intriguing topics like stigmata and how ancient ideas about suffering might still be influencing us today.
It's amazing how Dr. Martinez weaves together scientific research with these compelling stories.
Yeah.
It makes these complex ideas so understandable.
For sure, and I can tell he's so passionate about this work.
Absolutely.
One of the stories that really hooked me was about stigmata.
Right.
Those wounds that resemble the ones Christ suffered. Dr. Martinez actually investigated a case in Mexico City for National Geographic.
Yeah, this is where it gets really interesting. The woman's wounds, they wouldn't heal properly.
Wow.
And they resisted infection.
So they did medical tests.
Yeah, and the tests showed she had a heightened immune response specifically in those areas.
Like where the wounds were.
Exactly. It's almost like her belief in the spiritual significance of her suffering changed her biological process.
It really makes you wonder, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Like how deeply our minds can affect our bodies.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Martinez calls this the stigmata effect.
Yeah.
And it's a powerful example of how strongly held beliefs, especially in a cultural or spiritual context,
Right.
they can have a real impact on our bodies.
Oh, yeah.
It's like mind over matter, right?
I mean, in a way, yeah. It suggests we have a lot more agency than we think.
Totally. It means you could actively challenge limiting beliefs that you've inherited from your culture
Yeah.
and start rewriting your internal narrative for greater well-being.
I love that.
This totally ties into the placebo and nocebo effects, too.
Mhm.
You know, the expectation of a positive outcome versus the expectation of a negative one.
Exactly.
Both of which can be surprisingly strong.
Oh, for sure. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy almost.
Right. Dr. Martinez tells this incredible story about a man with an inoperable tumor.
Oh, wow.
And the man believed he was getting this, breakthrough new drug, and his tumor vanished in weeks.
Oh, wow.
But then he read a study that said the drug was actually a placebo.
Oh, no. So what happened?
The tumor came back.
Oh, my God.
But when his doctor reassured him and gave him another placebo, this time claiming it was a stronger version,
Okay.
the tumor disappeared again.
Wow. So it worked again. Just because he believed it.
It defied all typical biological timelines. It really highlights how powerful the mind can be in influencing the body.
Yeah, especially when it comes to authority figures, too.
Right.
Like a doctor.
Exactly.
They can really influence your beliefs.
But Dr. Martinez takes this even further.
Okay.
He suggests our cultural beliefs shape our well-being.
Yeah, even more than societal rules do.
Think about it. Culture influences our sense of beauty,
Right.
what we consider right and wrong, and our core beliefs about the world.
And the thing is, these beliefs are so deeply embedded.
Yeah.
We don't even realize they're working on us.
It's like we're on autopilot.
Exactly.
He uses the example of Spain, which held on to its core culture, even after 700 years of Arab rule.
That's incredible.
That's resilience.
Wow.
It shows that culture is a powerful force capable of both healing and harming, depending on how we interpret and internalize its messages.
Right.
So this discussion about cultural influences reminds me of Dr. Martinez's approach to treating fibromyalgia.
Oh, interesting.
But before we get into that, it's important to unpack one of the cultural patterns he talks about,
Okay.
the atonement archetype. It's this idea, common in many religions, that suffering is somehow necessary for redemption or spiritual growth.
Oh,
With the stigmatic woman.
Yeah.
She felt powerless without her wounds.
Mm-hmm.
It was as if her cultural and religious framework saw suffering as a gift,
I see.
making healing really difficult for her.
Makes sense.
This idea of learning through pain is something we see a lot, right?
Oh, yeah.
Dr. Martinez tells this funny story about a country music star he worked with.
Okay.
The guy had learned to avoid smoking in front of his father out of fear of punishment,
Uh-huh.
but he continued to smoke when his father wasn't around.
So it wasn't really about quitting smoking.
It's a classic example of what psychologists call stimulus control.
Right.
The behavior only changes when the punishment's there.
Right.
There's no like real shift in the underlying belief or habit.
Exactly. It makes you wonder how much like our upbringing and cultural norms
Yeah.
are shaping our current habits,
Hmm.
even our health patterns.
Now, let's shift gears and see how Dr. Martinez applies these insights to real-life healing.
Okay.
He's got some unique approaches to conditions like fibromyalgia and depression.
Yeah.
With fibromyalgia, instead of just treating the symptoms, he searches for like the wisdom behind its development.
The wisdom.
Yeah, like what purpose did it originally serve? What emotional or behavioral patterns is it connected to?
I like that.
He shares a story about a woman with fibromyalgia who couldn't sleep deeply.
Okay.
It turned out that her sleep issues stemmed from childhood trauma,
Oh,
listening to her parents fight every night.
wow.
So her light sleep was initially a way to like protect herself.
I see.
It's like her body was trying to communicate something
Yeah.
important.
It's a reminder that physical symptoms can have deep roots in our emotional and psychological landscapes.
And then there's this idea of the killjoy,
The killjoy.
that underlying fear or belief
Yeah.
that prevents us from like experiencing joy and contributes to illness.
Oh, interesting.
Addressing that killjoy is a powerful step toward healing.
But I imagine that takes some serious self-awareness
Yeah.
and the willingness to confront some uncomfortable truths about ourselves.
Oh, for sure. It also requires a willingness to forgive, which Dr. Martinez has some interesting perspectives on.
I'm intrigued.
He's got this powerful technique for forgiveness, but it's not about condoning the actions of someone who has hurt us.
Wow.
It's about releasing ourselves from the emotional hold that experience has on us.
I see.
We'll unpack that more in the next part.
Great. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, so we're back, and now we're really digging deeper into Dr. Martinez's approach to forgiveness.
I'm ready.
It's not about condoning what someone did to us.
Yeah, it's not about letting them off the hook or anything.
It's about reclaiming our own emotional well-being.
Right. It's about taking back your power.
Dr. Martinez stresses that forgiveness isn't a one-size-fits-all approach.
Makes sense. Everyone's different.
He emphasizes the importance of, like, identifying the specific wound.
Oh, yeah. Like what exactly happened?
Like, that was inflicted. Was it like your honor was attacked?
Oh, so that leads to a feeling of shame?
Or was it, was trust broken?
Right. Betrayal.
Or was it like a severing of a connection that left you feeling abandoned?
Those are all really different.
Each of these needs a different kind of healing.
Yeah. It's like each wound needs a specific antidote.
If the wound is shame,
Okay.
the healing field is honor for betrayal.
Mm.
It's loyalty.
Okay.
And if you're dealing with abandonment,
Right.
the antidote is commitment.
It makes sense when you put it like that.
By focusing on cultivating these healing fields,
Yeah.
we can start to like regain our power and move towards wholeness.
Oh, I
Like
see.
Dr. Martinez describes these women who became like fiercely protective mothers after experiencing sexual abuse.
Oh, wow.
Their pain was transformed into a powerful source of like love and commitment.
That's incredible.
It's amazing what the human spirit can do.
It really is. And that's where what he calls the alpha and omega events come in.
Okay, the alpha and the omega.
The alpha event is about recognizing the wisdom that you gained from a difficult experience.
Okay.
Like finding meaning and growth even in the face of adversity.
I see.
The omega event takes it even further.
Okay, so what's the omega event?
It's about cultivating gratitude for that growth, for your own strength and resilience.
So it's like shifting from a victim mentality to one of empowerment.
Exactly, in gratitude.
This is where true forgiveness takes place, according to Dr. Martinez.
True liberation.
It's about reclaiming your power, not through revenge, but by reclaiming your own narrative.
Right.
And choosing to move forward with, like, strength and wisdom.
And he reminds us that forgiveness can be a gradual process.
Oh, for sure. It takes time.
We need to be patient and
Yeah.
compassionate with ourselves.
What if you're struggling to forgive, though?
Yeah, that happens.
Do you just give up?
Well, no, if you find yourself struggling, don't beat yourself up about it.
Yeah.
Just acknowledge that resistance and keep gently working towards that release.
Okay.
He even suggests practicing forgiveness with yourself.
That's interesting.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
I mean, we all carry around past mistakes or regrets, right?
Cool.
Forgiving ourselves for those things can be incredibly freeing.
Yeah, it helps us to like shed that weight of self-judgment.
Right, and allows us to develop a more like loving relationship with ourselves.
It's about giving yourself permission to be human,
Yeah.
to learn from your experiences.
It's all connected to that idea of the mind-body code.
It really is. It highlights how interconnected everything is.
Our thoughts, emotions, beliefs, even our cultural conditioning.
And how it all contributes to our physical health and well-being.
It's like a tapestry
Yeah.
where every thread is connected to another.
And forgiveness is like this solvent
Yeah.
that dissolves the knots of resentment and pain that can get like caught in that
Well,
tapestry.
it restores the flow.
It helps to restore the flow of energy.
So it's not just a feel-good concept.
No, it's practical too.
Forgiveness is a vital part of healing.
Yeah, and creating a life filled with more joy.
And peace and well-being.
It applies whether we're dealing with physical issues,
Yeah.
emotional distress, or just trying to live a more fulfilling life.
He uses this great analogy to illustrate this.
Oh, yeah. What is it?
The pioneer fly.
What's that?
Those courageous insects that when they're trapped in a bottle,
Right.
they refuse to give up and eventually find a way out.
I love it.
It's about defying limiting beliefs,
Yeah.
challenging those cultural norms that no longer serve us,
Right.
and daring to create a life that's truly aligned with our values and aspirations.
It's a call to action.
Become those pioneer flies.
Embrace our potential.
Create a life that is incompatible with suffering.
And self-entrapment.
He's encouraging us to see that we have more power than we realize.
That healing and transformation are always possible.
But it takes work.
It does.
It's about becoming conscious creators of our own reality.
Yes.
Using the language of the mind-body code.
Yeah.
To heal.
To grow.
And to ultimately thrive.
It's a call to step into our power.
Yeah.
Embrace our potential. And create a life that reflects the incredible beings we truly are.
That's an inspiring thought.
Recognizing our inherent worthiness.
And our capacity for love.
And dreams.
And living a life that honors that.
That honors this gift of being alive.
We've covered so much in this deep dive.
A lot of information.
But I think it's important to figure out how to apply these concepts.
Practically in our daily lives.
How do we bridge that gap?
Between knowing and doing.
Taking those intellectual concepts and putting them into practice.
We'll explore that in more detail in the last part.
Okay, so we're back. And the big question is, how do we take all this amazing information about the mind-body code and actually make it a part of our lives?
That's the challenge, isn't it? Bridging that gap between, intellectually understanding something and actually putting it into practice in a way that makes a real difference. Dr. Martinez offers some really practical tools and techniques that can help with that. One of the things he really emphasizes is self-awareness.
That makes sense. If we're not even aware of what's going on internally, how can we possibly change anything?
Exactly. It's about paying attention to those subtle signals that our bodies are sending us. Those little clues. They can really point us in the right direction.
Like that tension you get in your shoulders when you're feeling super overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Or that tightness in your chest when you're holding back what you really want to say.
Those are great examples. Yeah. Those physical sensations could be so valuable.
Right.
If we just take the time to listen to them. Dr. Martinez also talks about the power of language.
Oh, yeah.
Both the words we use to talk to ourselves
and
the larger cultural narratives that we've absorbed over time.
He gave that fascinating example of how the word hell evolved. It's a good reminder that even those deeply ingrained concepts can be reinterpreted in ways that better support our well-being.
So we have a choice. We absolutely do. We can choose to become more mindful of the messages that we're bombarded with constantly, whether it's from family, society, or even our own inner critic.
Our inner critic can be the worst.
And we can make a conscious effort to replace those limiting beliefs with ones that are more empowering and life-affirming.
It's like we have this incredible power to choose the stories we tell ourselves.
We do.
And those stories, they directly impact our reality, both physically and emotionally.
Yeah.
We're basically like writing and rewriting our own mind-body code all the time.
Another important piece of this is setting healthy boundaries, both with other people and with ourselves.
Oh, yeah. I remember him talking about the HIV-positive men who actually lived longer when they were more assertive.
Yeah, that was such a striking example.
Right. It shows that honoring our needs and our limits
can
have such a positive impact on our health.
Self-care isn't selfish. It's absolutely crucial. And it's not just about saying no to others. It's about setting boundaries. With our own negative thoughts and behaviors and choosing to engage in activities that nourish our minds and our bodies and our spirits, even when it's challenging.
It's about making self-care like a non-negotiable part of our lives. And we can't forget about the importance of cultivating a sense of joy and purpose.
Yes.
Dr. Martinez talked about the killjoy, that voice inside that tells us we're not worthy of happiness or success.
Yeah, we all have that voice to some degree.
Yeah.
But we don't have to let it run the show.
Right. Joy is our birthright. It's not something we have to wait for or earn.
Exactly. It's about actively seeking out those experiences that make us feel alive, that ignite our passions,
Yeah.
and fill us with that sense of meaning.
Dr. Martinez encourages us to become cultural creatives,
Yeah.
to challenge the status quo,
Yeah.
and create a world that reflects our values.
What a beautiful vision. It's realizing we're not just passive recipients of culture, but active participants in shaping it. We can be the pioneers, forging new paths, and inspiring others to do the same.
It's a powerful reminder that we have the potential to heal ourselves.
Yeah.
And to contribute to a healthier and more vibrant world.
Absolutely. Our individual choices
Mm.
and behaviors, they create a ripple effect.
Right.
We impact those around us and even future generations. Dr. Martinez reminds us that we are not just mechanical beings. We're biological, cognitive, emotional, and spiritual beings living within a culture.
True healing means addressing all of those aspects, embracing the interconnectedness of our mind, body, and spirit, and realizing that we have that power within us to create a life of greater health, joy, and purpose.
And it all starts with becoming fluent in the language of the mind-body code, understanding how our thoughts, emotions, and beliefs shape our reality, and then consciously choosing to rewrite that code to reflect the magnificent beings we truly are.
So, as we wrap up this deep dive into the mind-body code, we have one final question for you to ponder. What's one area of your life where you've been holding on to resentment or anger? What might you gain by practicing forgiveness? Not for the other person, but for yourself. We encourage you to explore Dr. Martinez's work further and discover the transformative power of the mind-body code for yourself. Thanks for joining us. Until next time, keep exploring, keep growing, and keep rewriting your story.
You got this.